Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football, and we're back again with another video. Today's video is a little bit different setup. I got two City fans in the building. We got Kendall coming through. We're going to be talking about Newcastle versus Manchester United. We got Jamie Phillips here making his debut in the channel, and of course, we're going to also have, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to also have Jay coming in to talk about how Spurs is all mudded with Paratici, Conte all leaving. And we haven't really gotten to talk too much about him about Spurs. So we're going to get into it. But yeah, welcome everyone to the channel. First, we got Jamie Phillips making his debut, Liverpool fan. Go check out his channel, Jamie Phillips show in the chat. I think the link to his channel is in the description. Yep, it is. And then you got my guy, big up to you, bro. Thank you for jumping on.
You, man.
You hopeful and gassed up for the weekend? Liverpool versus City used to be a title decider. Now it's a title decider for us.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, it's scary shit. But yeah,
there you go.
Looking forward to it.
There you go. We got Patrick in the building after he was making fun of me all weekend on Twitter. He decides to come on the channel. Big up to Patrick.
Yeah. You know, somebody has to put you right, Egal, because you go overboard sometimes in some of your quotes. And you know what? One City fan also went far. I won't mention his name. He went far by making a certain statement. So you know what? It's all love, man. It's all love. Twitter sometimes when you're bored at work, you're like, let me go there and just see if I can get at somebody. So sometimes it's good to go with you. And I've noticed, you know what he started doing, Peter? He started ignoring me these days because he knows when he answers, City fans come at him. So
yeah.
Anyway, big up to you, Igal, man. Thank you very much, and big up to everybody on the panel.
We got Double A in the building. Double A, bro. You got a tough choice, but this weekend you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do when it comes to who you're rooting for, Arsenal or Man City.
I said this the other week. It's not a tough choice for me. I'd rather, despite how shameless your fans are, obviously I want Arsenal to win over City. But I have to say, Igal, thank you for having me on. Thank you, big up to the panel and the chat. But I have to say, bro, how have you managed to find two City fans? One is amazing, but to be able to find two, wow, you need a medal, bro. Never mind, you need a gold-plated Premier League trophy. Never mind Arsenal.
There you go. He's already started on you. And then we got Vader Games in the building. You guys already know what it is. Man's got the setup and everything. Big up to you, bro. You're in the gym right now. You're getting ready for the game versus Liverpool. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I would feel a lot better if I knew that Haaland was healthy and ready to go, but I still feel good. I got a World Cup winner ready to just pounce with Alvarez. So it's going to be a tough game, no doubt. Always is with Liverpool, but thanks for having me on the show, my friend.
Big up. And finally, we got Jay in the building after Paratici got himself fired. Conte
he sounds so excited, Egal. Like I was having some internet issues, so I was sorry for my tardiness, but yeah, it's an emotional week on Spurs Twitter at the moment. So you know me, I'm firefighting a little bit at the moment. They don't like me on Spurs Twitter at the moment. They're calling me a Levy-sexual. And other horrible things is what they're calling me at the moment. But I digress. How are you, Egal?
I'm doing good, Jay. You know what? I'm gonna give you the top middle. Don't worry, you're my guy. You know what? The thing about Jay is he's a very positive Spurs fan. He was one of those people thinking this season they were gonna win a trophy. This season they were gonna do something under Conte. They got top 4. He had hope that they could even do something in the Champions League. You have to be in it to win it, he said. So you know what? It's all gone to batshits. And we got to start with Man City. I was going to start with Arsenal, but we got to start with Tottenham because, Jay, at this point, you have to admit your future. What does it hold? Like, what is your future? Does anybody know?
1 sec. I'm switching. I'm switching over.
Okay.
There we go. Listen. It's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good, bro. Like, but the thing with Spurs, you got to look at it from a certain kind of angle and stuff like that. Me, I'm a positive Spurs fan, right? And for me, I look at things very practically. There's 6 teams in the top 6, and obviously Newcastle coming. At any season, 2 teams are going to have a shit season. No matter how you chop it up, not qualifying for the Champions League is constituted as a shit season for a lot of the big clubs. There's a number of big clubs that have won an FA Cup, finished outside the top 4, and then sacked their manager. Do you see what I mean? Like Chelsea did it with Conte. United did it with Van Gaal. So there is a trend that there's a certain level. Now, the Conte getting sacked thing and then Paratici, a lot of Spurs fans are very unhappy. They're like, Levy needs to go. Me, it's like, you know what I mean?
Let it out, Jay. Come on, man.
Listen,
You Levy in? Hold on.
I'm not Levy in, but I don't think the mistakes he's making are quite as bad as people are making out.
They are. They are from one side.
No. From in my personal opinion, the reason why I'm saying this is, listen, if Levy needs to lose his job, there's 15 other chairmen and owners in the Premier League that also need to lose their job. Do you see what I mean? Because you have to
drop the names. Drop the names.
Everybody who's below Spurs. Everyone. Everton's chairman, West Ham's chairman, Crystal Palace's chairman. Like every single one of these.
Are you comparing yourself to Crystal Palace?
No, I'm comparing myself to saying, if you want to see linear progress, every single year developing, going, okay, next season, if Chelsea don't make top four, does Bowley need to be sacked? Do you see what I mean? Because you're creating a rhetoric where you're saying, what is accomplishment? So obviously for a lot of Spurs fans now, it's winning a trophy, right? So to me, I understand that mentality, but you can be working your way towards something, even if it doesn't seem that close. So to me, Spurs have got a decent squad. They've not had a progressive front foot manager for 3 years plus. Do you see what I mean? So I think that there's certain aspects that can solve it. I think we're looking at Slot, Feyenoord. I think it's either going to be Slot, Ange from Celtic, or Nagelsmann. I think one of those 3 managers is going to be our next manager. But yeah, man.
Jay, sorry for cutting you. I thought Nagelsmann just rejected you guys. Says you guys are like the equivalent of Leverkusen or something.
Okay, yeah, cool, nice. I like that. Appreciate that. Wasn't necessary, but thanks.
Just before we go any further, I just want to welcome Kendall to the channel. Big up, Kendall. Hope you're doing well.
Kendall.
I'm good, thank you. Hi, everyone.
Of course, Newcastle and Manchester United are having a big northern battle, so we're gonna have to talk about that later in the stream. But right now, we're just talking about Jay and his worries about his club.
His club that does April Fool's Day daily.
Listen, I remember when Newcastle, because the thing is, I remember when Newcastle were Spurs, like as in Newcastle were, finishing top 4, and then they went 20 years without doing it again. So all I'm saying is, if it's that easy, everybody would do it. Yeah, if it was that easy when he came in and we were below Villa and stuff. So I just think it's a difficult one because I understand why the fans are frustrated. It seems like we're fucking up a bit, but like I say, I don't think Spurs have done badly enough for the chairman to need to go. Like I genuinely don't. Like I don't see how you can force the chairman out based on what Spurs have done. Yeah,
I don't know.
Say again?
I don't know why Conte left. Look, I'm with this with Tottenham fans, right? What? So my brother-in-law's a Tottenham fan. My nephew's a Tottenham fan. Yeah. I don't get the Tottenham fan rhetoric that they're a big club, right? And I don't mean this in a banter kind of way. I'm going from straight football talk. At this moment in time, Tottenham are 4th in the Premier League, in a Champions League spot with Conte, I don't understand what Spurs fans expected from this season. That's what I don't get.
Yeah.
At the moment, if you're asking me, Conte's doing his job. Tottenham are 4th.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't see the problem here.
Well, the thing is that
Arsenal.
But Arsenal are a bigger team than Tottenham.
Exactly.
The problem is they're judging themselves, comparing themselves to us.
But no. The issue is, right, Spurs are in one of the most unique situations in world football. There isn't another team that is in Spurs' situation in world football. And what I mean by that is Spurs are a big club off the pitch, but they've got to that point without having to win a trophy. And it's so
which is
bizarre.
amazing. It's amazing.
It's so bizarre because there's no other team in world football that has Spurs' stature that hasn't won a trophy.
It's actually inspiring for a lot of the clubs below them. It's inspiring.
Shut up. Shut up.
He's taking the piss. 1 second. Let me just say, big up Steve, Newcastle fan, my guy Steve. You're going to be on Sunday, my brother. We already have like 7 people on the panel today. So it's going to be a mouthful for everyone if we have an 8th. So my bad, bro. But love for supporting the channel and big up for the super chat, man. And people in the chat saying, big up Conte. He sabotaged the Spuds. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Does anybody have anything else to say about Conte and Paratici before we move on to the actual game versus Everton? Because I feel
man, we'll see. We got Stellini in charge for Monday, so we'll see. That's also quite strange for Spurs, because how often would you lose a manager, but the entire backroom staff stay?
That makes no sense. Makes no sense.
The reason being, he doesn't want to pay off the whole backroom staff, but he's okay to pay off.
It's happened a couple of times, though, like Eddie Howe, like Jason Tyndall took over Eddie Howe and all that backroom staff stayed when Eddie Howe left Bournemouth.
With Ollie
and other than that, I can't think of.
It's a Spursy thing.
When Ollie got sacked, everyone stayed at United when Ollie went.
It must have happened at Chelsea.
It makes financial sense.
It must have happened at Chelsea at least once.
Can I say the one thing though? The only thing is this, Jay. I don't want to be. I'm not going to be impolite. I'll be very polite because I like you, Jay, and I like your tweets. And every time you come here, you're very good. But I think I saw something, and I laughed. Apparently, Jose Mourinho and Conte have won trophies in most of the clubs they've been in, except one club in common, Spurs. Yeah. It looks like you guys are cursed. I think there's just a curse in your club.
You know what I've started to believe now mentally is that we don't win a trophy till Kane leaves. I've just got it in my head.
Thank you. I was about to say that.
Mentally, it's almost like cathartic because
you think Kane is the problem?
Kane is the curse.
Kane's not the problem. But the thing is that that's just sod's law. You have like a generational player and you win nothing with it. That generational player leaves, you probably win something straight away.
I think it's his mentality. I think the best player you have, that's the picture. I posted it.
I'll be honest. My thing with Kane is like sometimes I question: is he
no ambitious?
Is he the guy? Like how like Henry never really turned up in finals. You know what I mean? He wasn't the guy to pull him off the line.
But don't compare the two. Jay, don't compare.
It's true. Some players are like Henry, and some players are like Drogba. Do you know what I mean? That's not saying Henry's not better player than Drogba. It's just saying that Drogba was a big game player. And I wonder sometimes, whereas if Kane had left Spurs earlier in his career, I think you'd see a different kind of player. I think if you'd given him the clutch gene, like kind of like how Walker got at City, he evolved as a player, and I almost think that Kane never.
He doesn't have the bottle.
You know what? I think Tottenham, unfortunately, right now they're kind of like the Bermuda Triangle of trophies. Like trophies don't go there. But also, I mean, you brought up an interesting point with Kane. Maybe if Kane left, if Kane did what Coutinho did at Liverpool, right? Yeah. Imagine you got that cash influx into.
Oh my God, bro! Don't we would have wasted it, bro? We would have spent 80 million on Tammy Abraham. Don't give me that.
Okay.
I hear the point though.
Let's play a game. Let's play a game. We got a bunch of clubs here. Kendall, do you think you could ever pull off a deal and get Harry Kane at Newcastle?
Money, yes. I don't know if Harry Kane will be looking to come to us anytime soon. I mean, we've waited longer than Tottenham for a trophy. So unless you count the Championship, we've waited a bit longer than Tottenham for a trophy. So yeah, I can't see Harry Kane coming to Newcastle anytime soon. But if you want to come, Harry, I'm sure we can afford you. But I don't know whether you'll come here.
I didn't want to start with the Liverpool Man City guys. So let's go to Manchester United next. What are you saying, Double A? You taking him Harry Kane or are you going for Victor Osimhen, man? Which one you doing?
I personally don't want Kane. I think for the money that you have to spend and his age, he's only going to go one way. But now that Jay said he thinks he's the reason why they're not winning trophies, listen, we've just ended our drought. We just ended our drought. So I don't want him coming and inflicting another 7 years on us. Thank you very much. So I'll pass politely. Let the City Liverpool.
Did you say Kane is better than Rooney, Jay?
Me?
No, Rooney's a far better.
Maybe. I mean, like Rooney had a higher peak. Kane has been a had a more consistent goal scoring spell, but Rooney got moved around a bit.
We won't remember Kane though.
Rooney wasn't mine.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Rooney had a higher peak than Kane, but Kane's been more consistent.
Trophies.
Rooney only did 30 goals once. Yeah, I mean, like, but
and trophies. Trophies.
Rooney was a better.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But like, you know, are we gonna now say that like Danny Drinkwater is better than, say, I don't know, a random?
His legacy is better than.
Yes, you know what I mean? I saw a tweet about Vardy and Kane, and I just scrolled past it quickly. You know, I'm not here to.
Vardy's here.
That was a good tweet.
He said who has a better legacy. He said that, didn't he?
Yeah,
one second. We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it back. Everyone here. I think it's.
Oh my god! If you had it loaded up, why did you get out?
Look at that! Vardy's clear there. Look at that Premier League winner.
Let's stop for a second. Everyone else except for Jay. What are you saying? What are you saying, Patrick? Who are you going for? Jamie Vardy or Kane?
Vardy, man. I'm not gonna remember the guy who scored a lot of goals. I don't care, Vardy.
Remember, the key question is whose career would you go for? People in the chat, let me know. Jamie, what are you saying? Who are you going for? Kane's career or Vardy's career?
Harry Kane.
Harry Kane's career, really? Interesting. What about you, Vader?
No party, no trophy without Vardy. I'm going with Vardy, man.
Vardy, double A?
Harry Kane's a better player by far. I have to go.
They're saying whose career would you have?
Career. I mean, yeah.
As a football player, you go for Vardy. Come on, as a football player, you go for Vardy.
I could, if I was Vardy,
but let's be clear. Vardy's not winning anything else. If Kane gets his move, he's still got a chance to win stuff. So I'm still gonna go with Kane. I'm still gonna go.
What move? The guy's gonna stay at Spurs.
You know what? It's 2-2 at this point. Kendall, what are you doing?
As long as I don't have to marry Rebecca Vardy, then I will go Jamie Vardy. But if I have to marry her, then I'll want Harry Kane's all day long. But I think Harry Kane's a better player in my opinion, by a country mile. But obviously, Jamie Vardy's just won more things, so I guess. I would still honestly take Harry Kane's.
Yeah,
career.
exactly.
Really?
I've got a question. I've got a question for everyone. Where does everyone see Harry Kane actually leave? Because if he does leave Tottenham, where does Harry Kane go? Because I don't see he's not going to City with Haaland and Alvarez. No, he's not going to Liverpool. He's not. Man United may be an option.
I think he goes Man United.
I think it's the only option. I think genuinely. I think
or is the other option.
Or is the other option go to Newcastle?
Or is the other option Chelsea?
Man United or Bayern Munich.
He ain't, but the thing is, he's not going to Bayern with this record on the table.
Which nobody cares about by himself.
This record chase that he's on, it would be the best romantic story if he were to
Harry
go to
Kane
Newcastle.
beats Alan Shearer's record in the Premier League, right, and doesn't win a trophy, I'm literally just going to commit.
Yeah, but
that's what's point. And that is the only thing that I have to hold on as a Newcastle fan.
But this is the point, and Kendall makes a great point. But this is the point where legacies are this much, because you think about Shearer. Shearer won one Premier League in his career. Yeah, that Premier League came after Man United failed to do what they needed to do on the last day of the season. So if United had done their job on the last day of the season, when he won the league at Blackburn, he would have finished his career with no trophies.
But one second, Shearer had a choice to go to United or to go to Newcastle. He went to Newcastle. He could have went to United if he didn't have trophies. The fact that he had the trophies, he went to Newcastle.
He had one Premier League, bro. Yeah, I'm sure when he went to
Newcastle,
than Kane. He didn't think he was never going to win.
He didn't go to Newcastle because of one trophy.
He said though that he would not trade anything in the world for playing at Newcastle.
But he might have, if he didn't have that.
I honestly don't think it is.
He might have changed his tune.
And Jay, don't ever do this again when it comes down to legacy. Don't ever do.
What do you mean, bro?
Legacy
is important.
Listen, Kane is clear of Shearer. Let's not talk about it.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't.
Order in court.
Jay.
We're going somewhere else. I don't want to go right. Jamie, Steve. Big up, Steve. Some people saying Bayern Munich could be an option for Harry Kane. We'll have to.
He ain't gonna leave England.
Thibaut Moteng's better. Come on, really?
He's got trophies.
He does.
Choupo-Moting has the best agent on planet Earth. By the
He
way.
has a good
best
agent.
agent
Yeah,
on
he
planet Earth.
definitely does. I need that agent.
Did you see? Did you see Man City spent 51 million in agent fees last year in transfer window?
Yeah, that is usually how you get top players like Erling Haaland and stuff. That's
Like, how
you
do I become a football agent? Can someone tell us?
get-
Like, I just have to do one big deal. That's it. I'm set for life. I just need one.
Harry Kane's brother.
I'll
That's
do
all you
Harry
need to
Kane's
do.
deal.
You need to go to Brazil and pick up a wonder kid. That's what you
Yeah,
need to
I might get
Yeah.
I might get Bruno to like drop us like his cousin's number or something.
Be careful carrying the parts for kids though, because it won't
No,
go
can I,
down.
can I, can I also get a timestamp
No,
on it?
that's not what I meant.
Age stamp.
I meant recruit. I meant recruit.
Because I'm seeing names and I'm like, unless you're 35, I don't really. I mean, 30 to 35, maybe you can compare Kane and Shearer. If you're younger than that, you haven't seen enough of Shearer or Kane in real time to know who's better, in my opinion.
But yo, Jay, this is what we're gonna do. Just to end off the Tottenham section. Let us know your score prediction for this weekend's game versus Everton, if I'm not mistaken.
It is Everton away. Everton away. So Everton are desperate for the points. We've got no manager. Yeah, like it's looking sticky, right? Emerson's injured. Porro has been getting the ha-cha-cha from all sorts of left wingers over the last 2-3 weeks. So my mentality is, right, this is a must-win game for Spurs. I know people think our season's over, yeah, but even for my own sanity, yeah, to go on the internet and be able to not have a meltdown on Twitter with our fans, we must win this game. So I'm hoping the shackles are off. We're gonna new manager bounce, and we're bouncing out of Goodison, sending these people ever closer to the relegation line. I'm going with a hard-fought 2-1 win with Everton missing a number of chances and us holding on for dear life. That's what I'm going for.
Big up, Jay. Yo, Jay, and just to keep the panel to 6, I'm gonna drop you out. But big up to my guy for jumping on. Really do appreciate it, my brother.
Stay blessed.
Don't know, Jay. But yeah, when it comes to Tottenham, I knew Tottenham were going to be a long part of the show. But guys, just before Jay leaves, Jay, just stick around for the Tottenham predictions in case you want to challenge anybody on one of the predictions. I'm not going to lie. I think you guys are going to drop points. I don't think you guys are going to win. Just because there's no manager.
It's so Spursy to have the opposite of a new manager bounce, isn't it?
Yeah. And also, Harry Kane, all these players might be up for the game because Conte's gone. But do you think Sean Dyche is going to be a problem?
Yeah, I mean, like you gave Dyche Africans in midfield. Like that's just.
Yeah,
that's
I told people be careful.
Yeah, I was like, that's like Onana. The thing with us is like we always go 2-man in midfield. We get outnumbered a lot. Onana's looked really impressive. When I've seen him. I'm worried about a number of things. It wouldn't surprise me if Calvert-Lewin was somehow magically fit when Monday rolls around. So, like I say, I'm not in the Premier League, unless you're a very good side, every single away game is hard. Like every away game is hard. You look at it, you're like, fuck, this is hard. I've seen Liverpool every away game they get beat. Yeah, like I'm seeing other teams like it's tough out here. So, like the Southampton not beating Southampton was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. The referee decision was ridiculous. But it doesn't matter because Newcastle, for example, have been in bad form. But like Newcastle, Kendall, let's talk about the other week when Pope is losing his mind. Nick Pope over the last few weeks, and another ref sends him off for what he does to Jimenez. And it's like I'm just saying that it's going to be a good race, but we haven't got any margin anymore. But I think you're right, Gal. I'm not confident of beating Everton, but I have to go with that. I have to go with the lads to win, though.
Fair enough. Let's go running order before Jay leaves. Steve here is saying 1-0 to Everton. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1. I think Kane still scores somehow, but somehow Everton win the game 2-1. What are you guys saying? Kendall, what are you saying?
1-1.
1-1. Okay. What about you, Double A?
I agree with you. I think it might be 2-1 to Everton. I just think Goodison Park will be too much for Spurs.
Okay. We got some people here. Some of the people here throwing in some. Give us your prediction. Someone else said another 1-0. What do you say, Invader?
Man, I keep seeing. I see a 2-1 for Tottenham. To be honest with you, but it's going to be a late. They're going to score that winner late in that game, and everyone's going to be amped up, dropping points. But I think they're going to win 2-1.
Okay. What about yourself, Jamie?
5-0 Spurs.
he hates
No
Everton.
thanks.
There you go. 5-0 Spurs.
It's weighing up for me. Like, do I need Tottenham to lose, or do I want Everton to lose? Like, because I'm very much on the vibes of hating the Scouse Mackhams, like to the point of I desperately want them relegated. So yeah, I'm very much like this at the minute. But I can deal with the Everton win just this once. We're a bit far ahead of them, so I can deal with that.
We got Rum in the chat. Big up Rum in the chat. He's saying 2-1. We got my guy OG in the chat saying 5-0. Patrick, what are you saying just before Jay got to go?
It's going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw 2-2.
There you go.
Oh.
Big up Jay, man. Really.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Schmidt just signed a new contract with Benfica. That's another manager option gone.
You're just looking for managers.
I'm just
Allardyce is coming.
1 second. This was Jay last week.
Get
This was Jay last week. We have a buffet of managers. It's amazing.
We do have a buffet of managers. We have a buffet of manager, but some of the stands are a little bit closed. You know,
Jay. Your new manager is going to be Graham Potter because Nagelsmann's going to go to Chelsea.
Listen, Nagelsmann can go there.
Arnie Slot
or Ange P. Arnie Slot. Ange P. I love you and leave you. Take it easy, guys. Best of luck for all of you this weekend.
Big up. Guys, just to do quickly, Chelsea, since we don't have a Chelsea representative on the channel today, quick prediction for Chelsea, Aston Villa. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think that game ends in a draw. What are you guys saying? Chelsea, Aston Villa.
Are Chelsea at home?
Chelsea are at home versus Aston Villa, but Unai Emery's Aston Villa are completely out of the relegation zone, safe and flying in the league at this point.
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa. What are you saying, Double A?
I agree with Kendall that way. Yeah. 2-1.
2-1 Villa. We got 1-1 in the chat. What are you saying, Patrick?
3-2 Chelsea.
3-2 Chelsea. We got 1-0 Chelsea here. What are you saying, Jamie?
1-0.
1-0. Vader?
1-0 Chelsea. And they're going to score that late, too. It's going to be boring.
You know what? Chelsea, at this point, they're so low in the league table that people just forget that they're in the league. Like they're an afterthought this season. Am I wrong? Is it even disrespectful, or is it just
they are after all the players they bought. It's very sad.
So many stars, but they're still boring to watch. It's crazy.
The only reason I ever remember about them is all the fans whinging on Twitter. I've never known a fan base so whingy in my entire life. All they do is whinge.
Kendall, have you not seen the Liverpool fans?
No, Liverpool fans, they're just, you lot are just annoying. But Chelsea fans just whinge about everything. They literally, every single week, there's something else to whinge about. Like, it's just bizarre. Like, genuinely, they're just the most ungrateful fan base I've ever
They call themselves
ever
underdogs. After spending all that money, they still say they're underdogs.
But they wasted so much money as well, didn't they?
Hey, Kendall, all I got to say, in the Arsenal fan base, there's a certain set of fans that would still want Arteta sacked if he doesn't win the league. It's crazy.
We're gonna.
But yeah, you know what? Let's quickly talk about Arsenal. Did you guys hear Saliba's injured? And his injury is not that good. He could be out for a little bit longer than just this game.
I've seen like two different things though. I've seen that he's fine and that you can wait till the end of the season for surgery and he's just going to be nurtured. And then I also saw that he was out for the rest of the season. So I don't know which one's true.
Let me give you guys an update. So I actually tweeted this out just before the show came out. So this was the first one that I seen that you're talking about, that they're monitoring him. He's day-to-day and he can play against Liverpool. But then this guy is extremely reliable, news tick guy. And he's saying William Saliba had a scan during the international break to see the extent of his injury, and Arsenal fear that his season could be over and require surgery. However, after a second scan, thoughts could be that he could get through some of the games, but it will be a risk. William Saliba has not booked an operation, but will be managed very carefully. That right there scares the hell out of me, because if William Saliba is out for an extended period, that means Thomas Partey is playing right back, or that means Rob Holding's playing right-sided center back, or we're playing two left-footed center backs in the defense, or Kieran Tierney's playing right back. We're gonna have to find a solution. But the reality is, William Saliba has been so integral to our team. If he's not playing and he's not fit and available, a lot of Arsenal fans are a little bit worried, but I still believe we're good enough to do it and get through majority of these games. It's just against the Liverpools, against the Cities, and against Newcastle, and maybe even Chelsea. Those are the games I'm going to worry where I would need an extra security of a William Saliba. But
but you've got Ben White. You've got Ben White holding. Come on.
You're not worried for Leeds. You're worried long term.
I'm worried long-term consistency. Can Rob Holding consistently do it for the remaining 10 games? Can we consistently do it? And I've even seen in the Crystal Palace game that I went to, I seen Partey play right back to end the game. So I think Arteta might even be willing to play Partey right back in the situation that something else happens. But yeah, big up my guy Hussam in the chat saying big up everyone. Make sure you subscribe. Big up Kendall out here looking pretty. Then
being so kind on this Ramadan.
What are we all chopped liver? Go on, Hassan. Stop.
Yeah, he's taking his time. There you go. He said also later, Canadian guy, by the way, not American.
Oh, my guy.
And then
Igal, let me ask you real quick with regards to Saliba. Has he secured the comfortable contract, or is that still out there?
I heard that the contract pen to paper was not put on yet officially, but rumors has it that if he does get a contract raise, he's gonna get, right now he's on what, 60,000? He might get 120.
I only say that because if it's not pen to paper, then he might be a lot more cautious coming back than if he had.
No, but also you have to realize that this season we have an opportunity to win the league, so he might be willing to take that risk just to help us get it over the line. And not saying that the extent of the injury, he's going to try to injure himself. The club doctors have been very cautious over injuries after the Partey situation last year, where he got pushed back onto the pitch versus Tottenham and got injured again. So we don't want that situation ever happening again. They're going to be really cautious.
And I trust it because you guys have doctors, unlike Liverpool.
And he's also has
look at this guy throwing shots.
He also has his own team who he's gonna represent him, who's gonna make sure that he doesn't do anything dumb. Because Thomas Partey doesn't have that kind of network of people around him that Saliba does. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you guys concerned? Are you guys have major concerns over Arsenal going forward? If Saliba's injured, do you think we can win?
Rob Holding might have a comeback like as good as his hairline. You never know. It might end up be like a good player for the rest of the season. Like,
he's been great though.
Give him a chance, man.
I think
ponytail Rob Holding might be a different beast. You just don't know.
I think Gabriel and has been better than Saliba this season anyway, in my opinion.
What?
Gabriel's been the anchor.
I think he's been better than Saliba this season. He's actually surprised me because I thought he was useless. And
hairline tax, Jamie.
He's actually been pretty decent. And you know what? You forget his age. What is he? Only 23 as well.
24.
Young.
Yeah, he's a young guy. Yeah, I think he looks decent. I'm not too sure on Saliba at the moment. I think he's a bit overrated at the moment.
No,
I think he's a decent defender.
What?
Yeah, I think he's a decent defender. I think he's a decent defender, but I never go on one season on a player. You know, I always wait for 2 or 3 seasons. That's the how he settles in. That's the how he gets going after 2 or 3 seasons, because everyone can have one good year, no matter who you are. Yeah.
I don't think he's overrated. What I think it is what I've seen on social media is that he's overhyped by Arsenal fans.
Overhyped, yeah, that's what I mean.
Overhyped is probably. Yeah. I do think he's been brilliant, and you know, the other week I put him in my team of the season so far. But Arsenal, we've seen, other than City, they've kind of overcome every test they've had so far. But I think if he's out for a long period of time, I think Arsenal definitely will miss their big Willie for sure.
Why do you keep talking? And then we got Steve in the house saying, I kind of agree. Gabriel has been just a bit better. Big up Steve with the super chat once again, my guy. But yeah, a lot of people agree with Steve that Gabriel Magalhaes has been the better center back. Yeah, I think it's just because at the beginning of the season, Saliba was a breath of chair. Guys, Saliba comfortability on the ball. He makes football look easy. You have that with Van Dijk. You guys have that with Ruben Diaz and all your other center halves that you guys have at your club. Martinez at your club, obviously. Botman makes football just look easy from that center half position. And that's what Saliba was doing at the beginning. And watching him play, the first time I seen him play was like, this guy's just, he doesn't care. He's just grabbing the ball, gliding past the attackers that are trying to press him with ease. And it's like those little things that you do makes it a little bit more comfortable. Where Rob Holding, I was there versus Crystal Palace. They did not even try to attack him the way that you should be attacking him. If you're gonna attack if you're gonna attack Arsenal with Rob Holding, you don't try to beat him in the air. You try to get around him and be shifty with the ball close to his feet, where he can make mistakes. Where Crystal Palace just let the ball go up in the air, and it was like, no way Hudson Edward's gonna beat Rob Holding every time in the air. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, I still think we can win the league even without Saliba for a couple games. But
the league's done. The league's done.
What do you mean?
Nah, it's not
Done.
done.
It's done.
No way near done.
What do you mean? We won it already?
Yeah, it's yours. Yeah,
the
it's
league's
yours. Congrats.
I think it's done. I think it's done.
It's done for Liverpool. That's what it is. It's done. For
Liverpool. Liverpool. You ain't gonna get anything out of me. Liverpool are shocking. There's no doubt about it. But I look at Arsenal and I think they've been tremendous this year and deserve everything they get. And they're playing the best football in the league without a doubt. Arteta's a better coach than people gave him credit for. And yeah, I think Arsenal. I just don't see him losing enough games for Man City to catch him. In my opinion, that's just where it is at. Man City are a tremendous football team as well, but they're not quite the Man City of last season for me. And I just think Arsenal will just get to the end of the league and win that title.
Okay, fair enough. Does anyone disagree with him?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, we do disagree.
Massively.
Okay,
well, shock the City fans disagree.
I don't think the league's done, but I still do think Arsenal will win it.
I think Arsenal will get over the line, but I don't think it's done. I think, Arsenal have got to go to Anfield and they don't do well there, regardless of how Liverpool play. So
we ain't winning.
We saw how they turned up against United, and I think they do the same against Arsenal. And then obviously there's the game at the Etihad. There's 6 points there that are massive. Obviously, a lot hinges on tomorrow, but this City team can just turn it on. And I think from what you believe, Pep's telling them, let's get to Easter, and then we really start to click. And I think we're starting to see that now with some of the performances that City are putting in. And Arsenal just need to be careful and be looking over the shoulder, because them lot down the road from me will definitely be breathing down the necks. Although I hate to say it.
The run has started, though. You know that the run has started. People haven't seen it yet. If you look at the games we've won, we had a run. It's the international break that cut it down. So this is what I keep telling people, right? If we beat Liverpool tomorrow, it's back to 5 points, right? And some Arsenal fans are being cocky, like they were cocky against Everton, saying Leeds United is nothing. But Leeds United are scared to go get dragged down. Leeds United had a very surprising game against United. Remember? I was shocked by that game. The performance was very good. I think both City and Arsenal fans should stop being cocky and ticking games. That time is gone. Jamie understands. We used to tick games. I would be at work and say, I'm not going to look at my phone. I'd be like, it's Brighton. We're going to smoke them. And by the time I'm done clocking out, we've smoked them 4-0. And Jamie knows what this is. You used to go to Newcastle, you'd smoke them. You used to go to United, you smoke them. You're comfortable. You didn't care. Now teams are different, especially when you play them away or when they're desperate. It's either you have to go that extra mile or they go the extra mile and beat you. Now, somebody showed me something yesterday. It's more than 7 to 5 teams that are so close this year that only one team wins, you go down. Another team wins, you go down. You know what I mean? It's like flip-flopping. It's just changing. So I think it's not over yet. But yes, Aston is great. But let me just say this, Igal. And this is saying to somebody I've known you for a while. If by some miracle of life you bottle this league, you see some of these people who are behind Arsenal saying, yes, Arsenal, they'll come after Arsenal fans. These guys are waiting. They're waiting. Obviously, they're waiting for City at the end. If we bottle, they'll say, oh, you gave them 2 players. Arteta, the convoy, has beaten his master. But I think people are waiting more Arsenal. If you guys fell after all this hype of saying Arteta is the best manager this season, or Saka is the next star boy better than Foden, I think people will come after you guys. But if you win it, look, you deserve it, Igal. You've suffered. I've seen you on channels arguing against other Arsenal fans. I've seen AFTV, people trying to fight each other. So it's about time the suffering stops, The suffering has to stop. I don't know what Vita thinks.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop the Premier League title race talk for a second, and we're gonna have to talk about Bukayo Saka, because what he just said, I find at this point laughable. Why are you comparing Foden to Saka?
Okay, let me explain on that.
Wait, what? What?
No. Let me explain. I think That's the thing. Don't forget that just because Foden has had a season where his leg keeps swelling up and he keeps getting put in the fridge for him to recover, it's just because Saka has had a season where he's played great. I think if Foden and Saka went toe to toe this season, have you seen how many goals Foden every time he comes in and what games he's been playing? I still think this also is disrespect from Arsenal fans when they say Saka is clear of Foden. I think both of them are good. And I don't think Saka is clear if you talk about skill. Saka is clear if you talk about somebody who's very efficient and effective. But if you talk about skill, I'm still pitting Foden as somebody who's got a better ceiling than Saka. That's just me. And you know yourself, for the past years, Foden has been slapping Saka around. It's only Saka who's shining now.
One second. What is Foden actually better than at Saka?
Oh man,
what are we doing? What are we doing?
What are we doing? He started the conversation. Where he's like, "Oh, people keep saying Bukayo Saka is better than Foden." The reality is, Bukayo Saka is better than Foden.
It's not.
Saka's having a great year. He's having a very good. But if we're why are we judging or why are we making the comparison now that Saka's elevated himself this year?
Yeah.
If we look
Saka has been doing this for a couple of years now.
No, Foden has been dunking on him for a couple of years. It's only when Foden is injured that Saka is shining.
One second. Last season's numbers in the Premier League, Phil Foden has never reached those levels in the Premier League.
Stop doing the league. Look at what he does for a season.
Okay, you want to do all competitions. Understand that, yes, if you want to do all
but that's how you're going to judge the player. But when you guys will minimize it to just the league because that's where Saka's only been able to play. But you look at how Foden's been able to play.
Let's see Saka in the Champions League. I want to see him in the Champions League, which he's never played.
You're going to see him. Bukayo Saka is the top 5 winger in the Premier League, and I would argue he's a top 5 right winger.
This season.
I would say he's one of the best in his position.
If you're going to compare them, though, surely you would only have to go on the league anyway. Like that makes sense because how you can't compare them outside of the league.
But to judge a player, this is what I'm saying. To judge the player, we need to relax. Saka having a great season. I hate doing this because I love him as a player. He's great.
I love him too.
4 years he's been doing this.
Foden has been doing it.
I'll come from a neutral standpoint. I've got no battle here. When I look at Foden and Saka, these are England's 2 best young players without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Foden technically has been doing it for City. I would say Pep Guardiola has the most difficult system in world football to be a player in, and Foden's excelled in Manchester City's system. He's out of this world. He's a quality player. Saka this year has taken his game to such a height that he's dragging this Arsenal team to the title, in my opinion. And he's now England's golden boy, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
but comparing them, I don't think we should compare them. What we should do is, especially if you're an England fan, is just love the fact that we've got 2 technical, quality players. That apparently English players can't be technically good. That's all we ever used to hear growing up. English players can't be technically good. Now we've got 2 quality players that are both English. I think we should just love them both. And they're doing different things for different teams right now. And, Foden at his best is almost untouchable. Saka at his best at the moment is untouchable. So I think we should just love them both personally.
Kendall, Double A, what you guys saying?
You go first, Kendall.
No, I'm totally on Jamie's wavelength. I think they're both incredible players. I think technically Foden is a better player technically, not a better player overall, because I think that's a disservice to how good Saka is. Gal, you know that I honestly, Bukayo Saka has been one of my favourite players this season. I think he's so good. I've literally run out of superlatives to explain him, and just how good he is. But there's different points to both. I think Saka, again, agree with Patrick. Like, I think he's a much more efficient player. I think that if you put him in the system, he's going to do what you ask of him. And he's so good. I just think they're both incredible players in their own different ways. And I actually, for me, I don't even think you can compare them as players because I think they're very different. They play like similar positions, but I think they're just very, very different players. And for me, I think they're both like really, really are going to be world class, if not operating at world class levels already. Depending on how you obviously want to look at world class, because some people want to add longevity in there and things like that and trophies and stuff. But on form, if you're just going to go on form, I think they both have operated at that type of level. So yeah, I just think they're different. I'm on Jamie's wavelength. I would, coming from a neutral point, I would just 100% appreciate them both, and I think they're both fantastic players. For me, Saka is. I prefer Saka, but not because I think he's better. I just like him more. Like I just like him as a player more.
Yeah,
That's just
okay.
the kind of player that I like.
Just before you go, Double A, I'm just going to ask you guys this. What position do you guys consider Foden as? Do you say he's a midfielder or do you say he's a winger?
He's everything.
He's been everything for us.
I think if you go give him a proper position, he's a number 8, in my opinion, an attacking number 8. But in the way City play, he plays in them wide areas, don't he? But
Okay.
I think if he played for anyone but Manchester City, I think he's a number 8, and that's why he can't get in the England team.
Can I ask a question to you, Igal, as an Arsenal fan? I want you to be honest, because I'm going to be honest with you later on to answer with this. If Foden walked into Arsenal, would he play?
He would play in Xhaka's position.
Okay, so you'd accept him. He would walk in there and bench somebody. Because I think Saka right now, I would take him and he would bench a certain man. I don't want to mention his name because us City fans will come after me. But I think...
I think...
Nah. I don't want to mess with Algeria. Let me be. I don't understand.
The honest truth is, if you look at Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka, they both start for majority of teams in world football. That's a reality, right? The question now comes when you're looking at the two players, you're drawing at what they've done throughout their careers. Guess what? Phil Foden has achieved more based on team achievements with Man City. Bukayo Saka has not reached the heights of Phil Foden because he hasn't played as many games in the Champions League. But when playing for England and when playing in the Premier League, that's where we can judge them because those are the two places where they both consistently played that you can judge their time spent. And Bukayo Saka, in my opinion, has outshined Phil Foden. Even though Phil Foden was given Player of the Season, a Young Player of the Season 2 times over Saka. The reason why I think he won those awards was one, because one of the seasons Bukayo Saka was a little bit behind him statistically and he was catching up. But the other 2 seasons, this season and the season prior, I think they've been on par and Bukayo Saka has even surpassed him at this point.
Yeah, but do you know why he surpassed him now? Because Foden has just been injured multiple times, and we just found out that people were trying to say, "Oh, he's got emotional issues or whatever." No, it's actually his foot. It keeps swelling up. So every time he plays football, it swells up. They have to put him back on ice. So that's the reason. But if you look at this season overall, Foden has made cameos in the Premier League, and he still has 9 goals, and Saka's got 12. Saka has played 28 games, and Foden has played 24. And some of them, if you look at the minutes, Saka has played almost every game. Foden has been coming in and out, and still getting close. What I'm saying is Saka is having an amazing season, but I'm just saying a fit full Foden and the Saka, I think they go toe-to-toe. And you know what I'm waiting for? I think let's give them seasons. Let's give them a season where they keep going. I think one day will be like, these are the best players we have in the Prem.
I think Bukayo Saka has potential to win Golden Boy this season. No joke about it. I looked at the numbers.
It's all his.
Like
that golden ball, that
Barcelona.
Stuff is, that's all Gavi and Pedri. As long as they're playing, they're getting that award.
Why do they give them all the time?
That's Barcelona hype.
Yeah,
Double A. Just before we go, Double A, if you can tell us what you think about this, and we can move on to Arsenal Leeds. Just do our predictions, and then move on to Liverpool, Man City. Why did I say Newcastle? Liverpool, Man City.
From the outside looking in, one thing I have to say about Arsenal fans is that they need to stop being so sensitive when their players are compared to other players who are great. I mean, Arsenal fans should thank the lucky stars that they've got a player that can be compared to one of the best in the league, especially against someone like Phil Foden, who is seen as a generational talent, and he's doing it in a team that has been setting the standards in the Premier League. The fact Foden's having an off-season, you could say. You look at the World Cup, I'm not an England fan. You look at the World Cup, everyone was shouting on social media for Foden to be starting games alongside Saka and Kane, which was right because they were both performing to an exceptional level and deserved to be starting for England for me. I don't understand why, again, so to what Kendall's saying, why they have to be compared. They're very different in what they do. You know, Saka's more direct and more explosive, and like you say, you know, Foden's more technical and looks to break lines and do things in a different way. Saka is having what you hope is the start of his career being a world-class player. He's in that world-class form right now and deserves to be in the conversations for Golden Boy. Foden just is not at that level, but let's not forget what he is and what he can do. I just think Arsenal fans just need to relax a little bit. Yes, you may win the league, but we're not all attacking your players once we compare you to some of the best players in the league. That's just how it is when you reach those levels. So that's kind of my take on it, I think.
Okay. Now we're gonna go around and do predictions for the game. But before we do that, people in the chat, we got about 75 of you guys in the chat. Make sure you do hit that like button. And if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to check out the panel's wonderful channels, all their links to their channels are in the description also. So you can do that anytime. If you're watching the playback, stop and go check out their channels and come back. But before we go any further, let's do our quick predictions. I'm going a 2-1 Arsenal victory versus Leeds. I did that. I did my preview the other day with Joe from the Just Joe show, and he's also very pessimistic going into this game. They have 5 key injuries, and even with us not having Saliba, I still think we have enough to beat them convincingly 2-0 and keep a clean sheet also. What are you saying, Kendall?
I think it's going to be 3-0 Arsenal. I've watched Leeds this season. They're not good. I think they're honestly going to get relegated at this point. So, as much as I'd love it to be Everton,
their goal difference is only
Kendall, so would I.
Kendall, their goal difference is only -9, so they're okay for now.
but I just think, 3-0 Arsenal. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, some people going 2-1. John in the chat going 2-1. We got AK47 going 2-1. Come on, Igal. You know we can do better than that. What do you mean? What do you mean? and 2-0. What are you saying, Double A?
Yeah, Kendall needs to stop copying my homework. I'm going to say 3-0 as well.
They're
just similar, man. Too similar.
5-0. Someone saying Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm seeing an embarrassing score. I'm seeing an embarrassing score. I see Arteta having these guys motivated to try to close this gap with regards to goal differential. I'm seeing like 4-0, 5-0. You guys are going to embarrass Leeds.
Okay, Jamie. Before we go on to your beloved Liverpool,
6-2 Arsenal.
Wow, you're loving the high scores.
I want Leeds. I want Leeds gone and never come back. But I can't stand them.
I actually like Leeds. I
also like them.
Nah, do you know what annoyed me about Leeds? I don't really have an issue with them or anything. They are. But what got me, right, was when after 16 years, they wouldn't be in Championship for 16 years, right? They got promoted and everyone was like, oh, back where you belong. I was like, how can you be in a league for 16 years and say you belong elsewhere? Like, that was literally your home for like the 2/3 of the Premier League. Like, leave it alone, man. That's what just did my head in. But I don't even have a problem with Leeds. Leeds are like totally fine.
It sounds like you do. It sounds like you do, Kendall.
I have a problem with little elitist attitudes.
Hey, how did we go this far without talking about Arteta? What do you call it? Ramsey and Bukayo Saka dominating the awards this week.
Because we don't care.
I haven't even seen it, to be honest.
When Rashford and them did it, you guys must have been celebrating over.
Oh, Igal, is this game against Leeds away or at home?
It's at home, man. We played them away already.
So it's at home. Then you're gonna beat them. If it was away, I think Leeds were gonna maybe get a draw.
Ooh, this is a super chat and a half. My man said Phil looks what?
Looks more shifty.
Athletically and faster. But Bukayo is shifty, quickness, athleticism, and is enough of him to beat anyone.
We cannot take you serious. We are wearing Aston jersey, of course. So let's just appreciate both. That's what we can say.
Foden looks shifty because he's from Stockport. That's why, and everyone from Stockport.
my guy. You know what? They call him the Stockport Iniesta. I don't know.
Oh, that has to stop. No.
Yeah, that's like we call Elliot Anderson, who's like had about 5 Premier League games with Jordi Maradona. So it's just like
Jordi Maradona. What? Do you guys call him that?
Yeah, just because Peter Beardsley, right? I mean, bun that guy. I knew I hate him, but whatever. Yeah, freak. He said that he's like one of the best footballers that he's ever actually like seen personally, and like he's worked with a lot of youth prospects. He's played with a lot of people, and he said one of the best things. So that just Jordi Maradona came about, but obviously
he played with John Barnes at Liverpool.
Exactly. So this is why Jordi Maradona gets wins, but it's just a joke at this point. Like,
okay, we're getting a little off track. Let's go back to Man City Liverpool finally. And what the hell's going on with Erling Haaland? The mind games, Pep's mind games. Haaland out, Haaland in. What's going on, man? Is he actually injured?
I think he's injured, man. I think it's not mind games. I think he's injured. I think. Look, at the end of the day, it was okay. Let me just say, there's two versions of this because he was at the international games. chatting with the kids, kicking football with the kids. He was running with the team. Cameras go off. 10 minutes later, man is going home. I think they needed him in Norway. I don't know if there's mind games. If there's mind games, I don't know why we're doing mind games with Liverpool. That does it at the moment. No offense, Jamie. But I don't think he's going to play. I think he's not going to play. And I think as I was watching Hussam and Veta the other day, I think I agree with Hussam and the other guys that if it's Alvarez will cause more trouble for the Liverpool backline, because I remember Jesus used to be trouble for them. Obviously, he wasn't scoring. That's the issue with Jesus. But Alvarez is sort of a Jesus character, but can score. So I think Haaland is actually off. I think so. If we see him on, then Pep is one of the biggest liars. It's not like he's never lied to us before, but this time his lying will go to the next level. Because why are they hiding Haaland away from Liverpool? Because I don't know. What do you think, Veda? Do you think they're hiding him?
No, I don't think it's hiding. I think it's information that we happen to have at the time. So Haaland did suffer some type of twinge or something in the groin and had to relax and come back. I think that's the information they had. They kept it on the up and up. Told everybody he's come back. He hasn't been training regularly. So if it was something that was like fake, then he would have been training with the squad. But he's still being assessed. And it's a day-by-day type of decision. I also have to point out, he's not going to bail on his international team. Like, this is qualifiers for him.
When they needed him.
When they needed him, he's not gonna do that. So I think it's a legitimate injury that he's hopefully nursing. And the fact is, we need him because, like, unlike Arsenal, they have one game a week. We've got FA Cup, we've got Champions League. We need him for these matches coming up. So
the treble is on, yeah. The treble is on.
No, I'm not saying any of that. But many matches to be played. Also, I somewhat agree with you guys. Alvarez does create a different problem. To say that Liverpool would rather face Haaland than Alvarez, come on, relax. The man's put up 42 plus goals already.
I would.
All right, you're asking for your own poison. What do you?
He hasn't scored against Liverpool yet. And
he did in the FA Cup. I think in the FA Cup he did.
League Cup.
Yeah, I love all these. But he has scored against.
The reason I would actually like to play against Haaland more, right? This is my thing as a Liverpool fan looking at City. By the way, I don't hate City like a lot of people. I like our rivalry. It was quality. And when I look at Manchester City this season, I'm not I don't know about everyone else, but I'm not as scared of Man City this season as I was in previous years.
The feeling is mutual.
And I don't know why that is. No, I'm talking sensibly here.
No, Jamie, I'm right. Jamie, we both don't feel.
Yeah, we're both. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And what I don't know what it is, because Haaland is a machine. There's no doubt about it. He's a goal-scoring machine. But I think we can defend against Haaland better than we can against Alvarez. Like you said with Jesus. When Jesus was at City, Pep always played Jesus against Liverpool, because he always caused us issues. Might not have always scored, but he always got in behind our defence, always, set up goals. It was always a problem for us constantly.
Okay.
With Haaland's movement is easier to defend against. So I think Klopp would actually prefer going against Haaland than he would against Alvarez or a De Bruyne playing the false nine or something like that, because that would give us more to think about in a way.
I'm not mad at that. What I like when we have Alvarez out there is he is going to be more involved with the pressing. So even when you guys have possession, he's going to be more involved. He's going to cause hopefully Alisson to make some mistakes. But yeah, there's plus and minuses with either striker. We're blessed to have the two of them. I won't lie to you. I wish Haaland was healthy, because Pep has flirted and had both of them on the pitch at the same time, and that's a different problem.
That could have been good. That could have been beautiful.
And unlike Patrick, I do fear Liverpool the same way AA, he fears Liverpool. I have a little bit of that as well. I mean, they have ability out there, and we got to respect it.
Okay, let's ask everyone in the comment section what you guys think about the game. Let me know what you guys think. Personally, for me, I need Liverpool to do something for me. So, Jamie, do you have as much confidence as I have for you guys?
You got more confidence than me, Gal. No, going into this game, I don't know how Liverpool go about it. Look, we got a terrible record at the Etihad. I don't think we've won there since 2015.
Yeah, it's a lot of draws and
we got an awful record. But look, I take a draw every day of the week. I literally take a draw every day of the week away.
That's what Egal wants. Yeah, at the very least, he wants a draw.
I don't know how we're going to go about it, because obviously our midfield is dusted at the moment. Our strength is in the forward line. So I'm hoping he plays all four forwards against Man City and just goes for it.
Jamie, who do you think he plays in midfield?
I think he's going to play Henderson and Fabinho as a double pivot, and he's going to play Gakpo in front of them, and then or a Jota in front of them, and a Gakpo, a Salah, and a Darwin up top. And we're going to play counter-attacking football. We're going to concede the possession.
Is Lewis
play
back?
counter-attacking.
Is Luis back?
Luis Diaz, no, he's not ready for City, so he'd be probably. I think Klopp said he'd be ready for Chelsea and Arsenal. Yeah.
Mind games.
I forgot he existed. No, I'm not gonna lie to you.
We've missed him badly because he does what Mane used to do on the left wing. He was a great defender as well as a forward, and his pressing is amazing. But yeah, we've got to play counter-attacking football against City. There's no point trying to open the game up and go toe-to-toe like we did in that League Cup game, which was a tremendous game. But going toe-to-toe against City at their ground's stupid. I think Liverpool need to do what they did against City at Anfield, which was sit back, get nice and tight, and basically cheat. Keep your quick forwards, stay on the halfway line. Don't worry about coming back too much and catch City on the counter-attack. Because no matter how good City are, and they've got good defenders as well, there's still a deficiency there at the back. I don't know what the City boys think of that, but I still see a deficiency at City at the back where you can still get at them at times.
There used to be.
It's changed since Diaz came back. Clean sheets now. It's heaven. Clean sheet heaven now since Diaz came back.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna show you guys the Arspool things that people are posting on Twitter. Do you guys see the two combined badges? What do you guys think about that? Isn't that kind of funny?
Arspool.
You guys are on a mission, man. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are asking Liverpool to do a favor. So I doubt it. I doubt that this partnership is just going to end with them. Because who do we play after Liverpool?
Is it Brighton? I don't know. Is it Brighton?
Let me take a look. Because there's gonna be hybrid badges after that. After we play.
Did you say Arspool? Let me see the Arspool thing.
I was gonna literally show it to you guys, but as I was about to show it to you guys, out of nowhere, Reece James's new haircut came out. I was like, "Yo, what the hell? This guy's haircuts are literally like fashion statements every time."
Yeah,
I like it.
You like it? I knew you were gonna like it.
Reece James needs to learn how to stay fit. That's what he needs.
Yeah, instead of flipping haircuts.
Should be in the gym.
Oh God, Graham Souness entered the chat. Paul Popperess, was it?
Let me show you guys the Arspool stuff. But yeah, I'm going for a Liverpool draw or win, one or the other. Anything to stop Man City from winning.
Will you be watching the game, Miguel?
Of course. I'll watch the game.
Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
That makes me so unwell.
I'm gonna vomit. That's disgusting.
Oh, that's on our legendary badge, man.
Six Champions League, Jamie. Look at what they insulted you with. 6 Champions League. I've been insulted.
If I see that on Twitter,
score predictions, guys. Score predictions.
Yeah, at least Arsenal finally got a Champions League, innit? Do you know what I mean?
I'm going for 2-2.
3-1 City.
I don't see where Liverpool get the confidence from, apart from the anomaly against us. I think they've been pretty average. And I think City are really hitting form. 2-0 City, I think.
I see a 2-1. I've been seeing a 2-1. Unfortunately, I think Salah gets on the score sheet. But yeah, 2-1.
What are you saying, Jamie?
Against the big teams, Liverpool are actually all right. It's mad this season. Against the top 6, Liverpool are actually all right. I don't know. I think we've only lost to Arsenal. I'm trying to remember now. And Man United won to Man United, won to Arsenal, and we think we've won the rest. So it wouldn't shock me if it's a draw. It's after the national break as well, so weird things happen. But yeah, you make Man City heavy favourites. But I'll take a 1-1 draw every day of the week and then beat Chelsea in a couple of days' time and then set up the Arsenal game at Anfield.
There you go. And then what are you saying? What are you saying, Vader? Not Vader. Patrick, just before we move on.
Can I ask Jamie, is Trent back? Is he playing right back?
Yeah. Yeah, Trent's been training all week. He never went on holiday or anything, apparently.
Wait, so he's been put in extra training?
Trent never went on holiday or anything. He just... Trent...
After training for the whole week, he better do something because if he gets rinsed again after staying while others went out, it's gonna be funny. Anyway, I'm looking at the 3-1. I think Salah is gonna score because Salah just owns all the United and City. He owns both Manchester clubs. Yeah, he just owns both Manchester clubs. So I'm looking at the 3-1. I think. Look. I hate Liverpool because I bet you they will come with the best performance of their life this season because against us. But I just have a feeling we also want this so much. I think it's going to be outscoring each other. There's not going to be a clean sheet in this.
Fair enough. Yo, Vader, I know you got to go, man. We're gonna do the Man City, Man United Newcastle game now. You can jump out, but what's your score prediction for that game before you go?
Oh damn, that's gonna be that might be a 1-1. That might be a 1-1. It's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. And if I actually, you know what? Nah, 2-1 Newcastle.
Okay.
Lovely. You can come back, Vader. You can come back.
Hurry up and go. Hurry up and go. Come on.
Big up, Vader.
Yo,
Egal, can I just mention the Chelsea fan in the chat saying about me being a Cockney Red? Yeah, I was actually born in Liverpool, so I just live in South London. That's all for the whole of my life. But I was actually born there. My dad's a Liverpool fan, and everyone. So yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, Chelsea, you
understand, bro.
your face.
There's some toxic people in my chat, but you know what? We like it that way.
I don't mind. I love it. Bring it. But I just what I never get about fan base is having to go about where everyone comes from when they support a club. If you want your club to be the biggest in the world, they need to be supported all over the world. You know what I mean? So
thank you.
Hey, you know what else I don't understand? Why do people do this History Channel thing? It's like, oh, if you don't know what happened in 1955 with your club, you're not a fan. Like,
Egal, do you know what makes me laugh? Let me just drop something here. There's United fans from my country, Malawi. They had the audacity to be calling me plastic. Now, let me tell you something, Egal. The reason why United, which is funny. So the reason why United is supported by majority of people in my country, which I hated. I hated United in my house because they were all United fans. Is because United was winning. So one day I was listening to them. I just had enough. I just saw them in the pub. I was like, can I ask you something? You keep saying your dad chose United. Why did he choose United? And why didn't he choose Newcastle or Everton or any of this during that period? Why didn't he choose Tottenham? Oh, because that's the only team that was famous. I was like, exactly, because Fergie was winning. Your dad decided to jump on. So basically, your dad is a plastic, you a plastic number 2. Simple. Because it's just quite funny how people try to dig back and say, oh, this is because you're from London, you're from here, you can't support anything. It's just nonsense. Like at the end of the day, look at this Chelsea fan. Now he's embarrassed because Jamie was born there.
This is the funniest comment. People are ready to accept foreign investment, but not foreign fans. It's like, how can you want the Qataris to own Man United, but then you're making fun of the next guy because he's not from United?
Well, United have not said anything here. It's a Chelsea fan against a Liverpool fan. Don't be dragging us into it.
Because you guys, I think it's an example.
I needed a segue.
Oh, yeah.
So let's segue the game into Man United Newcastle. Top 4 decider. Man United win this game, they pretty much solidify 3rd. Newcastle win this game, they bring themselves back in the race with Tottenham. What are we saying? Kendall, how you feeling?
Nervous, as always. That PTSD has not left me. Like that post-Mike Ashley PTSD, I still have it all the time. I just look forward to games more now. It's not like I'm more confident. I just look forward to them. And every time we start winning games, an international break happens. I'm sick of it. The World Cup at the beginning of the season, like midway through the beginning of the season, that happened. We were doing class before that. Came back after Christmas. Shambles. May as well just be not turned up, to be fair, because a draw would have been fine. Both teams just don't come, you're just going to draw anyway. So that was the case. And now we're back to winning ways. We've won our last 2. Oh, all of a sudden, international break drops on us again. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick and tired. So, yeah, do you know what? Everyone's fit apart from Almiron. So, Joe Linton's back. So I feel okay going into it. But revenge season, and the last time that happened was against Liverpool, and we know how that went. 2 of our 3 losses this season, so yeah, it's peak. Don't really want to look at it as revenge, to be fair, but I'm just glad it's at home. I think I'm just glad it's at home.
Is Nick Pope fit, or is he?
Yeah, he's fine.
I took him out of my fantasy team. I'm like, I don't trust Nick Pope now.
I haven't had him for a while because he was kind of like a pointless person to have in there from Newcastle at the time, if that makes sense. But
I like Botman and Isaac and
Bruno.
They're balling right now. Isaac's killing it. Isaac's lately he's been.
I love him. He's such a good player. Like it just honestly, this is the only gripe that I have with Eddie Howe is like he's very loyal to players. If you're winning, which I get, he's not going to switch it up even if there's a player who isn't quite matching everyone else's level. So that's been Callum Wilson since Christmas. But all it's took for Isaac to have 3-4 starts and he looks so good. Like he is
cut
a
above, ain't he?
forward that he's a forward that we've not had anything like that. Like as versatile as he is for a long time. We've always just had very traditional number 9s, and he's not that. So he's like probably like a sort of Demba Ba, Papa Cisse sort of forward where he's very much versatile across the front. And we have not had that for a long time. So yeah, he's so good, man. He's like genuinely like cut above. He's so good.
There you go. What you saying, Double A? How you feeling about the game?
Opposite to Kendall in the fact, I think the international break came at the perfect time for us. You know, it's been a bit of a slog for us in terms of, you know, pretty much a game every 3 and a bit days. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's weird because I've always, even when we were going toe to toe with him in the league, I've always liked Newcastle. I think they're a club that you can enjoy watching, or, you know, looking from the outside in. The fans are great. You know, I put them joint top in terms of United fans in terms of the passion. United fans more away than the home fans, but I'm looking forward to the game. I'm nervous, like Kendall's saying. I think we've had a lot of rest for some players. Martial's meant to be back. What that means, I don't know if he'll even get out on.
Do you know how much
club?
of your fan base wants Martial to play?
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on that kid.
Does he still play there though? Abasia, what is he doing?
I imagine at the moment he's probably just cleaning the boots. I think they got him back being an apprentice or something. We'll see. Other than that, Rashford, I imagine will start. He's had a bit of a break in New York. Didn't go with England. Obviously, the best midfielder in the league won't be playing, unfortunately. So that's a worry. Who plays? Is it going to be McTominay or Sabitzer with Fred? And that's where this game comes down to. You talking about the Liverpool City game and Liverpool's midfield. I think we're very much in a similar position. When we don't have Casemiro, it's mad to think one player kind of stops your midfield from functioning. But that's where we find ourselves. I would go Sabitzer, Fred. I just think there's more quality there. Regardless of scoring 2 goals against Spain, McTominay's still not a good player. Still shouldn't be.
Oh, thank God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I seen something, and I was going to ask you, but before we go, let me just respond to this quickly. Mikel Arteta, there's going to be questions about him in the Champions League because there's questions about him in the Europa League. So we'll wait and see if those questions ever get answered. Right now, let's just stay on topic. But big up my guy here, Ravi, in the chat. And then McTominay, should he be your striker?
Come on, bro.
No. You're laughing.
Guy, you serious?
Bro, he shouldn't even be a groundsman. So he definitely shouldn't be a striker. You know what I mean?
His passing range is not of a midfielder. His shot is actually really good. His ability to pick out a long shot, the ability to score within the box, ability to get headers, he knows his way around goal. He used to be a striker, and you just seen him bang 2 goals in for Scotland. You currently have Weghorst, who really and truly is not that mobile. If you put Scott McTominay up top,
no,
pretty much.
Well, do like a reverse Joel Linton.
Yeah,
midfield to striker instead.
No, I hear
foot champs.
saying,
Foot champ settings. This is foot champs.
It's ridiculous. There's red lines everywhere. He can't play up top for Manchester United. Not at all. You talk about Weghorst, and I'm not a fan of Weghorst. I like the fact he's come in and he's done a good job, and I can appreciate that. But that's his position, and he knows how to play it well. McTominay, for me, he's not disciplined enough. You see him at 6. He's meant to be a midfielder. He can't play 6. Of course you do. You need to be disciplined in what the manager's asking you to do. You have to follow the game plan. I don't think he's disciplined enough to do that. For me, for Manchester United, I don't like him.
Have him in your midfield or up top?
Who's that?
Would you rather have him in your midfield or up top?
I'd rather have him a million miles away from the club. I don't want him playing for Manchester United at all. I'm not a fan of Scott McTominay, regardless of what he does.
That's why they're trying to pound him off on us, man.
Yeah, Newcastle want him, isn't it? I hear Newcastle want him.
Sorry, I can't.
If you come in for him, I'll double back on everything I said, and he's the best player that's ever played for Manchester United.
I literally can't.
He deserves a chance at Newcastle.
He could be Joe Willock 2.0
to help them. Nah. I mean, we saw in back to the game though. We saw in the final how good Newcastle are, and we were lucky in some aspects to win the game. I think if they had a bit more of a killer edge, they would have really put us to the sword. So I'm expecting a very similar game. I want to say that we're going to win, and I think, like I say, the international break came at the right time, so maybe we're rejuvenated for what's going to be a massively heavy and fixture heavy 2 months. I could see it being a draw. They've only lost 1 game at home, conceding 9 goals all season. We've lost 5 away, only drawn 2. I just think it's going to be a very tight game, and hopefully we can nick it. But I think if we come out there with a draw, I think we've done well, considering what games we've got coming.
Wait, it's away to Newcastle.
Yeah, that's it, James. Is
Wow, that's going to be intense. The revenge, the payback.
I think it's going to end in a draw. Also, I'm not going to lie to you. I think Newcastle. I have a little bit more faith in Newcastle than you, Kendall. I think Newcastle are going to be out there ready to go, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think Bruno and Rashford are in good form, scoring goals. They both get on the goal sheet. Isaac's on good scoring form with you guys. I think he gets on the score sheet, and it's just, I think somehow, some way, you guys will your way to a draw at the end of it, and it's going to be a very entertaining game to watch. I'm going to definitely try to check it out. But yeah, what are you guys saying? Jamie, what are you saying? What's your score prediction for that game?
Oh, it's quite a tough one to talk about, actually, because Man United are a bit of a weird team this season. I don't think they're that great, but they're 3rd in the league. It's really strange, and Newcastle are hitting a higher than they probably should be with their squad, but they've played really well. The cup final, I thought once United got in front, there was no going back there. United won it comfortably in the end, and I think this game could be quite similar to that. I think Newcastle will come and give Man United a go. I think the international breaks come at the wrong time for Newcastle. If there was no international break and they went straight into this game, I think Newcastle might have won it, personally. I think with the international break, I think Newcastle are a team that rely on rhythm. And when their rhythm's broken, that's where they have a bit of they lose it a little bit. So I think it'll be a draw, though. I think it'll be a draw. Be a good game of football, though. I think it'll be quite similar to the final, but it'll be a draw.
Kendall, quick question for you. What happened to Dan Burns?
He's fine as far as I know.
Okay, there you go. What are you saying, Pat?
unless he's something more than I do, Ravi. I don't know, but I think he's okay.
Yeah, I don't know, Egal. I think this is a draw. It's difficult to score against Newcastle at home, but you know what? I think the fans will be motivated because it'll be payback for that final. So you might never know. Newcastle might pull something out of the bag and beat United, but I just see a draw all over this. Rashford obviously will bag. Another thing, Egal, you were talking about players faking the injury. Rashford has faked his injury for England multiple times. And I went to where the manager said, we don't even know if he plays here. Anyway, I don't know. I think it's a draw. I hope Newcastle beat United because, no offense, I hate United, but I think it's a draw.
It's okay.
Yeah, the feeling is mutual, as I said.
Not surprised. But guys, we're going to wrap it up there. Big up everyone. Kendall, you got anything to say before we go?
No, not at all. I hope Tottenham lose and we win. A Tottenham draw will be fine, and then Newcastle win will be okay. But yeah, just hoping for the 3 points because I'll be there on Sunday as usual. So yeah, just fingers crossed.
Big up. Double A, you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, first of all, I'd love to see everyone. Kendall, as always, it's a pleasure. I hope you're crying Sunday evening.
With joy.
If you're into your football kits, I run the best football kit channel on YouTube. Talking Kit, we have some of the best shows. Kendall's favourite show, Full Kit Rankers, every Wednesday. So go and head out, go and check, go and subscribe. It is the best place to be for football shirts. But yeah, big up everyone and make sure you follow everyone because it's full of great content creators as well.
And supposedly that April Fool's joke before midnight, that's what it might be with the Arsenal kit. Hopefully, it's not the real kit. What are you saying, Jamie? You got a show coming up you got to tell people about?
Yeah, man. So I've got, unfortunately, I've got the watch along tomorrow between Liverpool and City. So that it could go 2 ways. Yeah, I've got that tomorrow, then match reaction straight after it. But yeah, thanks very much for bringing me on. I do appreciate it. Lovely to talk to all you guys in the panel as well. It's been beautiful.
Big up. And Patrick, you got anything to finish off with? Oh, there's nothing in that cup, bro. Why are you lying?
Man,
Drinking Liverpool tears. That's what he's doing.
man, those.
Can I do product placement? Product placement.
look. I'm thirsty, and there was only one drop of.
Yeah, you guys all got your cups. What's going on?
Now I'm wondering if I have one.
Product placement. Product placement.
You got your cup.
I've got loads.
What's going on, Patrick? You got a cup? Okay. I don't got nothing.
I have no cup too, man. I tried to make a shirt, and I made a shirt, by the way. And guess what? The company closed after lockdown, so my shirt is gone. God, I never paid for it. Look, I have a show at 10:30. I'm just gonna do a preview of the Liverpool game. I'm a very lazy YouTuber. I was this close to not doing the Liverpool game, but now I just thought about it. I was like, a lot of people are DMing me saying, when is the Liverpool game? So I'm gonna do the Liverpool preview this tonight at 10:30. But big up to you, Gal, man. Big up to you. As always, if I'm free, I'm there. If not, I work a lot. I work too much. That's what my friends say. I'm not there. But big up to everybody on this panel. Hopefully, I'll follow your YouTube channels like Talking Kid, and I don't know about Kendo's YouTube channel. So
I never use mine. A gal always has a goddess, but I never use it.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll go to the link below. Jamie, I already follow you, and I already wreck your head on Twitter. So big up to you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you to the guys.
Big up. You guys have a good one. We're out of here, people. Everyone have a good one. You already know what it is. I'll catch you guys on the next show. Peace.